Second time, former President Donald Trump's request to delay a defamation trial set to begin in New York next week. Jury selection will begin next Tuesday in E. Jean Carroll's lawsuit that alleges Trump.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Okay, we're just getting news now that an earthquake with a strength of 8.8 has just occurred off the coast of California, directly across from San Francisco and Los Angeles. This is an extremely dangerous situation, as a mega tsunami could be produced and strike LA. We are expecting to get cut off by the emergency alert system or by some important emergency message that the government needs to share, which will include more information, as we are only a news network and only have a limited understanding on the gravity of the situation. Wait, I'm just getting reports that, no, what? Wait a minute folks. No, this can't be real. I'm getting reports that the Yellowstone.
We interrupt your regular scheduled programming with an emergency broadcast message. The following message has been requested by the U.S. Geological Survey and the U.S. government. At this time, an earthquake with a strength of 8.8 on the Richter scale has struck a couple hundred miles west of California in the Pacific Ocean. Satellites have detected a mega tsunami with a height of 400 feet, heading eastwards with approximate speeds of 700 miles per hour. If you live in California, evacuate east now. Speed limits on highways in California have been increased to 150 miles per hour to get more citizens out of the state. It is also currently being reported that an earthquake with a strength of 7.3 on the Richter scale has struck Yellowstone National Park, leading geologists to believe that it is possible the Yellowstone caldera may have become active. If you do not live in the Californian area, please check into a local news station for your area to stay informed about how these past events affect your life and livelihood. That concludes this emergency message. All stations will return to regularly scheduled programming.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Okay, are we back now? Oh, we are. Okay, so listeners, if you weren't watching cable before the interruption of the emergency alert system, let me keep you up to speed on the situation. There is currently one warning, and one risk. The warning is an earthquake not too far off the coast of California has struck, and produced a mega tsunami. So if you live in the Californian area, evacuate east now. I'm getting reports that the waves are expected to be the highest in the LA area. Okay, now time for the risk. I'm sorry, I don't understand how to explain this situation, so I'm gonna hand this one over to our geologist Stephanie Roberts.
Thank you for having me, Carol. You all may be wondering what is going on, and this may come to a shock to you, but as scientists and geologists aren't 100% sure either. Based on various studies and tests, we've come to a conclusion that this event will probably last up to a week, but the effects from it can last for years. Now, here's the scary part. You all heard the rumors, statements and quote-unquote, the Yellowstone caldera becoming active, and I hate to admit it, but there's a possibility that this could be true. But let me state again, a possibility. The odds of it erupting is 13.39%, so around a 1 in 9 chance. If the odds are not in our favor, and the Yellowstone caldera explodes, well, let's just hope that isn't the case. Like the government stated in the emergency alert message for the continental US a few moments ago, if you're situated in or 200 miles within the Yellowstone caldera, it is highly encouraged to evacuate now. If you live within 1,000 miles of the Yellowstone caldera, it is also encouraged to evacuate if you're able to. The ash cloud that an explosion from Yellowstone would produce would stretch as far as from the caldera, all the way to New York. So even if you live as far away as 5,000 miles eastward of the volcano, we encourage you to start planning and packing for your evacuation. We recommend to evacuate north, as the Canadian borders will be kept open during this time to help assist Americans evacuating. And because wind speeds are heading eastwardly for the next few days, if Yellowstone were to explode, the giant toxic ash cloud would head east. Your future self will be thanking your past self that you took action and evacuated if Yellowstone erupts. If you want to evacuate but don't know what to bring or where to go, I can help with some informative information on that matter. Firstly, gather food, water, clothes and other personal belongings that can fit in your vehicle. Secondly, gather your family and load all your things into your vehicle, and pick your location to evacuate to. It is recommended to evacuate to a faraway place from the danger zone where family or friends are situated, so you have a safe place to stay. If you don't have any family or friends that live far away from the danger zone, there will be many emergency shelters set up to help provide shelter and refuge to people. You can also use your car as a shelter if you need to. If that's the case, make sure to bring lots of thick clothes that will keep you warm if the temperature drops, which would be expected during a supervolcano exploding. Thirdly, once you start your evacuation journey, make sure to fill up your vehicle with gas, and make a stop at a grocery store or convenience store that sells non-perishable food and water. Make sure to buy lots of that so you don't have to make multiple stops while on your evacuation route, as looters and riots may break out and rob stores of all supplies.
Wow, thank you for that explanation, Stephanie. I know for many of you, hearing that news may cause you to start panicking, but remember these two things. 1. Panicking over a situation that only has a chance of happening will only make the situation worse, so we recommend for you to take deep breaths, and start formulating an evacuation plan if you live anywhere on the East Coast just so you survive the worst case scenario. And 2. You'll be fine as long as you start preparing for evacuation and or start evacuating. Anyways, back to the situation in California, since many with loved ones in California are probably wondering how they're doing.